Hi lovelies, welcome to our full moon in Virgo tarot reading. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. The lighting is kind of weird today. I had to close my my window with kind of this window covering, my little curtain, because it was just super weird. It's still kind of, it feels like very like cloudy almost. I don't know if that's because like there was a ton of smoke when I lit my incense and now it's just kind of cloudy in my room, but here we are, we're doing our best. I'm in front of my altar. I do have my Pisces candle going still. I lit some dragon's blood incense for this wonderful Virgo full moon because we are still in Pisces season. But yeah, the full moon is March 18th. My birthday, my 30th birthday is actually March 16th. But yeah, I'm very, very excited this full moon. It feels kind of, it is the end to a cycle almost. We're gonna talk deep about it, but first I just wanted to share a few things. Number one, thank you if you signed up for my YouTube membership. You guys truly made my dreams come true. I think we're at like 450 members. You can join anytime. Starting in April, I'll be doing live yoga classes, live tarot readings, live new moon and live full moon workshops. Right now we're doing a 30-day challenge, which you get access to as soon as you sign up for the membership. You can do the 30-day challenge anytime, but right now for the month of March, we're right in the middle of the challenge. But again, join us. You can join in anytime. I'm doing a birthday sale on my courses, so all of my courses are 50% off for my birthday until the end of March. So there's a lot of ways you can support me as a small business. All the links will be in the description box. And if you want to join the YouTube membership, you can click join next to the subscribe button, either on this video or on my channel, but it only shows up for some reason on a desktop. Mobile is weird. I'll also put the direct link in the description box, but just know that mobile can be weird sometimes. We have a Discord community with all these awesome people, and it's just truly amazing. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. Today I'm going to be using the Rainbow Moon Tarot. This was gifted to me by the artist. I have a few of her decks. The Macabre Tarot is also hers, and it's a very very gay, very queer. We love to see it. Very gender inclusive, kind of non-binary deck. Love to see it. And then we're also going to be using Visions from the Liminal Space. I'll post a link to this as well in the description box by my other favorite tarot creator, Bakara. This is the sister deck to the deck I used last time, which was Postcards from Liminal Space, but this is Visions. So those are the two decks we're working with. I'm going to shuffle while we talk about this full moon. So it is a full moon in Virgo on March 18th, and we are still in Pisces season. And here's the thing, Pisces, and again, I am a Pisces. Pisces is the oldest zodiac sign. What do I mean by that? We are the last in the cycle. We're kind of known for being the oldest, the most kind of enlightened, the most intuitive sign, and it's the end of the astrological new year. So Pisces is the end of the cycle, and then the beginning of the cycle is Aries, as we go into Aries season. And this full moon is the last full moon of that astrological year. So it's all about wrapping things up from, imagine where you were last March until now, right? In tarot, Virgo rules the Hermit, and the Hermit is a card, you know, it's kind of an old dude with a lantern, and he's holding a lantern, and it's a card of rest, introspection, really going deep inside, taking that lantern inside of yourself, going inward and doing the inner work. In my other favorite deck, the Way Home Tarot, it's depicted as a bear hibernating. It's about just going in, hibernating, doing that inner work, really finding yourself, carrying that lantern inside. It's kind of a really wise, like older card. And in this case, for this full moon, Virgo is kind of all about, if you know Virgo or if you know the Virgo energy, Virgo is very perfectionist, organized, all that jazz. And what this full moon is about, we know full moons are about releasing. It's about releasing the need for perfection, releasing the need for everything to go perfect, to go a certain way, to that you yourself have to be perfect. We're releasing that. That's what you need to be doing under this full moon, releasing critical self-thinking, negative self-talk, all that jazz, because it's truly stopping you from living your Pisces dreams, right? From living those like crazy Pisces dreams that we manifested under the Pisces new moon. That's what's stopping you, is that need for perfectionism, and kind of embracing that, like, you can manifest everything you want, but it might not kind of come in the way that you expect it to. That's a key in manifestation, is releasing the need for it to be a certain way, supposed to, should have, you know, kind of releasing those expectations. So that's what this full moon is all about. In the body, Virgo rules the digestive system, all of our digestive tract. As far as chakras go, Virgo does rule the throat chakra, but I believe in this particular instance, because also Virgo does rule the digestive tract, and because of this kind of full moon energy, we're working on the solar plexus chakra in my yoga class, so don't forget to do the yoga class. But it's more about, then again, that personal power, and what is blocking your personal power, what is blocking your manifestation, what is blocking your confidence is that need for perfection. Because here's the thing, guess what, my friends, perfection does not exist. It does not exist in any way, shape, or form. So you need to let it go. You know, if we want to, something that holds most people back from even pursuing their goals or their dreams is we're like, well, it's not perfect, it can't be perfect, it's not turning out the way I want it to, or because of like XYZ reason, it's not like the exact perfect situation, perfect time, whatever it is that I pictured, so we don't do it. But here's the thing, the perfect time, the perfect moment, the perfect situations don't exist, because we're humans and we live on Earth, and that's just not possible, and perfection is a myth. So we need to let go of the perfectionism, you need to let go of the critical self-talk, the negative self-talk, and all that jazz, because this is the end of our astrological new year. We want to go into the new astrological new year and spring. So we're also setting up for Austria, the spring equinox. I do also have a class here on YouTube for that as well. I'll put a link in the description box. But we want to go into spring and the astrological new year fresh, having released everything, that all that negative self-talk from the past year, all that need for perfectionism, so we can go into this new astrological new year and just make our dreams come true, right? Don't let your dreams be dreams. All right, my friends. Let's see what comes up. So I want you to take a few deep breaths with me. Put your intention out there. What answers are you looking for? What questions do you have? What is your intention for this reading? All right, take a big deep breath for me. Let's see what comes up. Yep. All right. For sure. All right, my lovelies. I'm going to turn this around. Whew, at the bottom of the deck. Ooh, R.I.P. Don't freak out. It's okay. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to turn this around and we're going to talk about it. All right, my friends, here we go. We have the Seven of Cups, which I believe came up in our Pisces New Moon reading. Rooted is the Hierophant, the Nine of Daggers or the Nine of Swords, the Hanged Person, the Authoritarian, which is the Emperor, and the Ten of Daggers. And then at the bottom of the deck, of course, we have the Tower. That's what I was like, about, but I feel called out. We're going to talk about it. All right, my friends. So, I don't know about you, but I definitely feel called out. This seems like a kind of giant call out to me, and I think the Tower at the bottom of the deck is it's like a threat. Like, I'm seeing it as a threat. Like, that's what's going to happen if you kind of stay in this energy. A lot of, if you've been here with me on this channel, most of our readings are pretty positive. The Pisces New Moon was pretty positive. I think we had the Ten of Cups, we had the Ten of Pentacles, but I feel like this is a call out that you're kind of not doing the work that you need to do to get to that Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles, right? Again, it's crazy because like I was saying, we need to let go of this extreme perfectionism and this extreme, those rigid, crazy, those ideas that you're putting on yourself that it has to be a certain way. It has to look like this. It has to go XYZ and it can't go any other way. And that's literally what's happening here. So it's kind of telling a story, right? We have the Seven of Cups, and this came up in our Pisces New Moon reading, of options. Look at all these options. You're kind of like, look at all these cups that I have. One of them has a skull in it. One of them has a snake, right? One of them has kind of a dark castle, a crown, a home, a rose, a mask, or a crystal. There's so many options here that you can take, but honestly, I don't see you taking any of the options because right beneath it is the Hanged Man or the Hanged Person in this deck. You're stuck. You're stuck right here. You're stuck in this land of too many options. And I honestly think you know, again, the reason why you're stuck in this line of too many options is because every time you look at one of those options, you're like, but what if it doesn't go this way? But it's not the perfect timing for that. Like, I don't know. What if it doesn't go exactly the way that I want it to, you know, or I can't, or maybe it's the critical self-talk, the negative self-talk. I can't do that. Can't do it because of XYZ, because I suck for these reasons. And, you know, it's like, I'm not going to choose any cup. I'm not going to choose any cup because there's just so many reasons why I can't, so many reasons why it could go wrong. So you are literally just stuck there dangling, like, help me, please, please help. And then we have rooted, or the Hierophant, and authoritarian, or the Emperor. And I think that, again, this whole reading is like a call out. So while these cards generally are, you know, they're kind of neutral cards, I wouldn't say they are positive or negative, but because after we have the 9 of daggers and the 10 of daggers, the Hierophant is a card of tradition, of it says rooted, that's kind of the representation here, but the Hierophant is tradition. Traditionally is called the Pope of the Tarot deck, and I think what's keeping you kind of stuck here, and this authoritarian, this Emperor, kind of scary, you know, they look kind of scary, and this is kind of the energy we're stuck in, is this super rigid, traditional, those kind of limiting beliefs, or those traditional, you're kind of stuck in the rules of like what you were taught, if that makes sense. So stuck in, like, I was talking with my clients last night a lot about like religious trauma, that, you know, if you kind of grew up in like a very religious household like I did, you're kind of messed up from these like really rigid traditions and really rigid ideas of how things are supposed to be and what you're supposed to do in your life. Like the Hierophant is kind of that energy of like the traditionally of how your life is supposed to go, right? You're supposed to go to college and then graduate and then get married and then have 2.5 kids and then have the white picket fence and then the blah and then the blah and then the blah. And the Emperor, or the authoritarian, I feel like is that kind of, that's that perfectionist voice in our head. Traditionally the divine masculine kind of boss energy of like, again, you just gotta do, it's like the grind culture, right? It's like the linear living of like, do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then never stop going, and then never stop going, and then you just keep working, and then capitalism, and then you work your butt off until you die. You know, I'm trying to think of like something my dad used to say. I think he used to say, life sucks and then you die, and 2 things are true in life: death and taxes. This is the vibe, right? That's the vibe that I'm getting here with our kind of stuckness, and that's why we're stuck, right? We're stuck because we're like, I don't want to adhere to tradition. I don't want to do it that way. Like, I've been taught that that's the way I'm supposed to do it, but I don't want to do it that way. I want to go buy a farm with a bunch of goats and just vibe, right? That's what we want. But we're kind of holding, like, we're stuck down in this 7 of Cups Hangman energy because of the traditions that we were taught, because of that Hierophant energy, because of that authoritarian energy of like, you're supposed to do this, and then you're supposed to do this, and then that is literally that's the rigidity, that is the perfection, that is that place that we're stuck in that we need to release under this full moon. This whole reading is like, you better release it. You better release it, because if you don't, we're going right from 9 of Swords, the 9 of Daggers, to the 10 of Swords, 10 of Daggers. Do you want to be this? Do you want to be that? No, we don't. I don't know if you can kind of see, but this person is crying, right? The 9 of Daggers, 9 of Swords is traditional anxiety, nightmares, loss of sleep. You're miserable. And then, you know, a 10 of Swords, like stabbed in the back by 10 swords. You're done. We're done. I hear that TikTok audio, like, you're done. You're done. Like, we don't want to be in this. If you continue down this path of capitalist, like, what you're supposed to do, the traditional of what you were told to do, and you're completely fucking miserable because your parents or some organized religion or organized society told you have to do it XYZ way, and you keep doing it in XYZ way, and you hate it, this is where you're going to end up. And I can speak from experience. I quit my full-time corporate job in 2018 to pursue this life full-time. Has it been easy? Absolutely not. I've had, you know, it's hard. It's definitely not easy, but am I happier for it? Absolutely. Like, have I been able to find freedom? Yes. And it has taken me a long time to get here, but I've gotten here. And then again, at the bottom of the deck, we have the tower. This is the threat. This is the threat here. Lightning will strike your tower and force you. The kind of lesson in the tower is that if you don't do the work, the tower will come and force you into where you need to be in a very not pleasant way, in a very catastrophe kind of way. And let me tell you, as someone who's gone through many tower moments, we absolutely do not want that. And it's like the tower, I have come to learn, is a very necessary card because, again, when you're stuck in this hanged man of misery and this hanged man of unhappiness and perfectionism and it's supposed to be this way and I need to do this because my parents told me to and I'm miserable and I'm having nightmares and I'm anxiety and I'm stressed and I'm this person that's just stabbed in the back with 10 swords just lying there, you will be struck by the tower because you're going to be forced into where you need to be. Don't do that. I've done it. Don't do that. Let's see if our oracle deck can kind of give us some clarity on where to go, right? Like, we don't want to be here anymore. It's not fun. All right. Yep. I'm just gonna keep pulling. I've been getting that message a lot. Like, keep going. All right. Yep. Interesting, my friends. All right. So this oracle deck, some of the cards I'm not familiar with because it is a very new deck, but I do have the guidebook here. So we're going to see what this means together. And it is very, it's kind of scary, but with a happy ending. So let's go over it. All right, my friends, we have Beware Nostalgia, Butterfly Dreams, You May Never Know, Esse Quam Fidere, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Acceptance is the Answer, No Vacancy, and The High Road. So let's talk about it. All right, I was hoping for like happier cards, but these are the cards that we needed. So first we have over the Seven of Cups is Beware Nostalgia. In these cups of you kind of choosing where you want to go, there's a lot of nostalgia there. What is the nostalgia for? This used to work. This used to work in the past. You know, I used to be following this, you know, these traditions, these rules, these things that my parents put on me. And yeah, it worked for a little bit. And maybe in the past, like, I was a little happy. Was I really happy though? Or was I just kind of like doing what my parents or society or whatever told me to? And like, it kind of felt right in the moment. But now I know that that's not what makes me happy. Beware nostalgia. Beware of getting caught in that trap of like, well, it used to work out for me, so it should still work out, right? Like, yeah, maybe it served you at one time, but it does not serve you anymore. Just because it, you know, it's giving me you have to release the versions of yourself that you created to survive. They definitely served you at one point, but they are not serving you anymore because you want to be the butterfly right now. And it's funny because the hanged man is the caterpillar in the cocoon. You're stuck. This is you. You want to be this. This is you. Like, do you see the parallels of being just kind of hanging there? That's the caterpillar. The hanged man is a caterpillar because it is what comes before the butterfly. It's what comes before the big change. It is suspended animation, and you have to turn into goo inside the cocoon, right? Because that's what happens if you didn't know. When caterpillars go into the cocoon, they completely turn to freaking goo and come out a butterfly. You need to turn into goo, my friends. It's not easy. It is not fun. It is, you know, you're going to completely melt yourself and become something new. And that's scary, right? And another reason why we're kind of stuck there is this idea of like, if I keep going down this path, it might turn out well. Like, let's say if I kept going down the path that my dad wanted me to go down of getting this big fancy corporate job and going to school and whatever. Yeah, there could have been an alternate universe, Natasha, out there doing that, but I'm never going to know. You may never know. That door is closed. Do you really want to spend the time kind of ripping through these chains just so you can know if maybe that weird perfectionist lifestyle worked out? Or do you see this door and you're like, I got to walk away from it. I got to walk away from it. The desire to know that maybe, you know, and it's over the 9 of daggers. That's what's keeping us up at night, is the what ifs. What if this happened? What if it worked out this way? What if my parents were right? What if this? What if that? You may never know. You might never know. So let it go. Like, acceptance is the answer. We're going to talk about it. And then we have this Essa Quam Vadiri, and I did have to look that one up in the guidebook. It's actually the North Carolina state motto, because the creator of this deck has lived in North Carolina. It says, to be rather than to seem. To be rather than to seem. And for me, that's like instead of the to seem is putting on that act of like, yeah, I'm the perfect like capitalist Barbie of like, yeah, I'm doing everything that society said I should do, and I seem happy. I seem like I have everything right. I seem like I have the house with the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids. But did that bring me joy? No, I want to be. I'd rather be, right? You know, we'd rather be than to be seem, to seem, like to be rather than to seem. You know, you don't want to, what's the point of being, or seeming like you have it all together if you're freaking miserable? There is no point. You'd rather just be. You'd rather be on that goat farm, living the dream, right? And then unfortunately we have acceptance is the answer. It's really funny. My roommate keeps pulling this card. I got her this deck for her birthday or Christmas, and she's like so fed up with this card. She literally came in my room the other night and was like, I'm so tired of being just told to accept the crap, to accept that like I've been through all this crap and I just need to accept it and move on. And it sucks, right? It's not fun to be like, I've worked my butt off and I did everything right and it still didn't work out, right? That's why we're so freaking frustrated. That's why we're so 9 of Swords and 10 of Swords, is we're like, I did everything right. I did everything you told me I was supposed to do, and I'm still miserable and I'm still not happy. Like, what the heck? What the heck? Why? It's not fair. And I know it's not fair, and I know it sucks, but we're going to have to come around to acceptance eventually. And no vacancy is kind of saying, you're done. Again, that you're done. You're done. Let me just read what no vacancy says to you, because I think it kind of wraps it up in a nice way. The portal is now closed on a memory that was once offered in nostalgia. So remember, we have beware nostalgia. Again, at one point, you lived here. You wanted to be here. Not anymore. The portal is now closed on a memory that once offered nostalgia, comfort, and fond feelings. This empty but no longer vacant space is inhabitable even to your imagination. The land of the living is knocking, and ticking and talking, inviting you back, demanding your presence. While bittersweet, outgrowing old vices is a step towards liberation and maybe even eternal bliss too. A promise to the haunted and heartbroken that you will soon be gone from this place, and it from you. We are the haunted and heartbroken. We're this, but it's going to be gone soon. It's so hard to board up that old place and to close it down and to say no more vacancy and to be like, I'm not going to go back to that place, even though at one point in nostalgia and comfort, it served its purpose, but it doesn't anymore. You got to stop banging on that door, right? This is the door of this hotel that's closed off, and you're banging on it like, come on, let me back in. Maybe it'll work out if I just keep following the weird perfectionism and the capitalist dream and what I was supposed to do, but it's not. There's no more vacancy, friend. You need to move on. You need to move on. And you need to take the high road that's driving us away from the tower. Do you want this? Do you want your house to catch on fire, or do you want to take the high road and to drive off into the sunset? Let's read what the high road says. I want to see what she has to say. Let's see. The high road. There is a magnificent idea available that will solve a multitude of issues, but accessing it requires seeing beyond what is to what should be. A solution rather than an answer. Keep imagining until you reach an outcome where everyone wins. If you can achieve that level of genius, something positive and productive blooms on this mortal coil. Take the high road. Drive away from this old, decrepit, old way of thinking that's not serving you anymore, this perfectionism, this bullshit. And take the high road, friends. Drive somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Try something new. That's the Pisces vibe. That's the Pisces season coming through. You know, you keep banging on this door of like perfection and like, but what if I just do everything right? It'll let me in. No, it won't. It's done. It's done. It's not even what you want. It's not even truly what you want. Imagine more. Take the high road. Like, this reading, again, was kind of a call out, but we needed to be called out. we needed to be called out. I feel actually pretty good, you know, it's scary and like, you know, this isn't the happiest reading, but it told us what we needed to hear. And I can tell you from experience, you know, I've tried to do the right thing, the traditional thing, the thing that I was told by my parents. And there's sometimes I think, well, what if I just listened to my dad, and my dad was in the military. He wanted me to join the military and follow this path of like college, military, like just setting yourself up for success and meh. And sometimes I think about like, what if I had done that? Where would I be now? I would not be here with all of you lovely people, right? I took the high road. I stopped banging on that door a long time ago, because you may never know, and acceptance is the answer. And I want to be a butterfly. So let this be a reminder, friends. We don't want the tower. It's a little bit of a threat. It's a little threatening, but you can do this. You can take the high road. So yeah, I feel like that message was really clear, a little bit scary, but clear. And that's all I have for you lovelies this time. I hope you have a wonderful full moon. If you are in the membership, I will be at an Airbnb for my birthday in a ghost town in the middle of the desert, and I'm going to try to go live if there is service. It is in the middle of nowhere. It says that it has Wi-Fi, but the goal is to do a live Virgo full moon kind of session on the 18th, so it'll be in the membership if you'd like to join us there. There's a 30-day yoga challenge. Yeah, and the course sale, don't forget. And don't forget about the full moon and Virgo yoga class. We're gonna, you know, work through all this energy, release that perfection through yoga asana, and take the high road. We're gonna take the high road, my friends. So I hope you have a wonderful full moon, and I'll see you next time.